Backspace is the keyboard key that originally pushed the typewriter carriage one position backwards, and in modern computer systems moves the display cursor one position backwards, deletes the character at that position, and shifts back the text after that position by one position. Typewriter. In some typewriters, a typist would, for example, type a lowercase letter a with acute accent by typing a lowercase letter a, backspace, and then the acute accent key. This technique is the basis for such spacing modifiers in computer character sets such as the ASCII caret. Backspace composition no longer works with typical modern digital displays or typesetting systems. It has to some degree been replaced with the combining diacritical marks mechanism of Unicode, though such characters do not work well with many fonts, and pre-composed characters continue to be used. Some software like TeX or Microsoft Windows use the opposite method for diacritical marks, namely positioning the accent first, and then the base letter on its position. Computers. Although the term backspace is the traditional name of the key which deletes the character to the left of the cursor, the actual key may be labeled in a variety of ways, for example delete, erase, or with a left-pointing arrow. The backspace is distinct from the delete key, which in paper media for computers would punch out all the holes to strike out a character, and in modern computers deletes text following it. Also, the delete key often works as a generic command to remove an object, while backspace usually has no effect. Common use equals. In modern systems, the backspace key is often mapped to the delete character, although the backspace key's function of deleting the character before the cursor remains. The backspace key is commonly used to go back a page when exploring folders in graphical environments, or when browsing the web in web browsers. H=, pressing the backspace key on a computer terminal would generate the ASCII code 08, BS or backspace, a control code which would delete the preceding character. That control code could also be accessed by pressing Ctrl H, as H is the 8th letter of the Latin alphabet. Terminals which did not have the backspace code mapped to the function of moving the cursor backwards and deleting the preceding character would display the symbols H when the backspace key was pressed. Even if a terminal did interpret backspace by deleting the preceding character, the system receiving the text might not. Then, the sender's screen would show a message without the supposedly deleted text, while that text, and the deletion codes, would be visible to the recipient. This sequence is still used humorously for epenorthosis by computer literates, denoting the deletion of a pretended blunder, much like a strike-through. In this case, however, the H symbol is faked by typing a regular hat key followed by typing a regular H key. Example: be nice to this fool HHH gentleman. He's visiting from corporate headquarters. W and U equals, an alternative sometimes seen as W, which is the shortcut to delete the previous word in the Berkeley Unix terminal line discipline. This shortcut has also made it into the VI text editor. U deletes a line. Other meanings: in a mainframe environment, to backspace means to move a magnetic tape backwards, typically to the previous block. Notes. References.